Good morning, children. Welcome to chemistry class. This is Vivian Raju presenting the today's lesson. Today's topic is the shapes of atomic orbitals. In the previous classes, you have learned that an orbital is a three-dimensional region around the nucleus where there is a maximum probability of finding the electron. According to quantum mechanical model, the electron exhibits both wave character as well as the particle nature. The electron spreads around the nucleus in the form of a stationary wave. Because of that, the position of electron cannot be determined exactly at a particular instant. So, we suitably adopt this situation to find the probability of finding electron at the certain position. On solving the Schrodinger's wave equation, different psi values are obtained. Psi denotes the amplitude. Corresponding to each psi value, there exists an orbital. The psi square represents the probability of finding electron at a certain point around the nucleus. The position of electron at a certain region around the nucleus can be represented by dots. If the electron is photographed for some time around the nucleus, each dot represents the position of electron at a particular instant. As the electron moves with a large velocity, it can appear at different positions at different instants. Because of that, we get a number of drops in the picture. But the density of the drops is not the same at all the places around the nucleus. At some places, the density of dots is more, and at some other places, the density of dots is less. You can observe the different values of electron densities, that is, densities of dots in this region. If electron density is more, we can assume that the probability of finding electron is more at that region. By observing this figure, you can understand that the probability of finding electron gradually decreases as we move away from the nucleus. But it is not the actual situation. The probability of electron varies with radius according to these following curves. These curves explains the probability of finding electron at a infinitesimally small region around the nucleus. In this curves, 4 pi r square psi square represents, actually this is 4 pi r square psi square into dr. We need to write dr also. 4 pi r square psi square into dr is to be taken here. This represents an infinitesimally small region around the nucleus at a certain distance. This 4 pi r square psi square dr represents the radial probability of finding electron around the nucleus. That is, the probability of finding the electron in certain space, a small space around the nucleus with respect to r. Here, r is plotted on x-axis and the radial probability of electron is plotted on the y-axis. The radial probability increases as the value of r increases to a certain value, and then it starts decreasing and reaches a minimum value in the case of 1s orbital. Whereas in the case of 2s orbital, the radial probability of electron increases with increasing r, reaching a maximum value, decreases to 0, and again increases to another maximum value, and then decreases to a minimum value. So in this path, in the middle, at one distance of r from the nucleus, or at a certain distance of r from the nucleus, the probability of finding electron is 0. And at this region, there is no probability of finding electron. Electron cannot be found at this region, and this point is said to be the nodal point, or the spherical region around the nucleus at a distance of this value. There is no probability of finding electron. The spherical region is called spherical node. That is, electron cloud density increases to a maximum value when the distance increases, and decreases to 0, and again increases to another maximum value, and then decreases to a minimum value in the case of 2s orbital. In the case of 3s orbital, the radial probability increases to a maximum value from 0 as the r value increases, decreases to 0, again increases to maximum value, decreases to 0, again increases to maximum value, and decreases to a minimum value. So in the case of 1s orbital, there is no nodal point or a distance where there is no probability of finding electron is not found in the case of 1s orbital, where in the case of 2s orbital, one nodal point is observed, and in the case of 3s orbital, two nodal points are observed at these distances. So this is showing that the electron cloud density is not same throughout the orbital. It is more at some places and it is less at some other places. But the electron cloud density doesn't become 0 suddenly. At the far distances also, electron may be appeared at smaller number of times. That is, probability of finding electron may be very, very small at the far distance like these places. So, we consider the region around the nucleus where there is a maximum probability of finding electron, that is more than 95% of probability of finding electron is known as the atomic orbital. The atomic orbital is the three-dimensional region around the nucleus where the probability of finding electron is more than 95%. And we represent this with a boundary surface diagram like this. The first figure represents the electron cloud density around the nucleus, and the second figure represents the boundary surface diagram of the orbital. The electron may lie at any place in this spherical region, and it moves randomly around the nucleus in the form of a three-dimensional stationary wave. The boundary surface diagrams of 1s, 2s and 2p orbitals are given here. This is the boundary surface diagram of 1s orbital, boundary surface diagram of 1s orbital, and this is the boundary surface diagram of 2s orbital. These are the boundary surface diagrams of p orbitals, that is 2p orbitals. There are You know that there are three 2p orbitals which are oriented towards x-axis, y-axis and z-axis, and they are said to be the 2px orbital, 2py orbital and 2pz orbital. These orbitals can be distinguished with quantum numbers. The principal quantum number denotes the size of the orbital. The azimuthal quantum number denotes the shape of the orbital, and magnetic quantum number denotes the orientation of the orbital, and spin quantum number represents the spin of electron in the orbital. Here the shape of the orbital is mainly depending on the azimuthal quantum number, that is L value. N decides the, or N represents the size of the orbital or energy of the orbital. You know that as the size of the orbital increases, the energy associated with the orbital also increases. For 1s orbital, the principal quantum number n is equal to 1, azimuthal quantum number L is equal to 0. For n is equal to 1, L can have only one value, that is 0. If L is equal to 0, M is also 0. So for 1s orbital, the quantum numbers, principal quantum number is 1, azimuthal quantum number is 0, and magnetic quantum number is also 0. For the 2s orbital, the principal quantum number is 2, azimuthal quantum number L is equal to 0 for s orbital, and if L is equal to 0, M can have only one value, that is also 0. That is, magnetic quantum number is also 0 for 2s orbital. What is the difference between 1s orbital and 2s orbital? The difference is only in the principal quantum number. The 1s orbital has only one concentric circle of cloud of electrons, whereas the 2s orbital has two concentric circles of clouds of electron. This is one circle and this is another circle. Two concentric circles of clouds of electrons are present in 2s orbital. You can observe this in this figure. 1s orbital, only one concentric circle of cloud of electrons, whereas in 2s orbital there are two concentric circles. Here, at a distance close to the nucleus, the electron cloud is more, and after a certain distance the electron cloud is reduced to approximately 0 and then again increases to maximum value and then decreased. This is one concentric circle which covers more than 95% of the probability of finding electron. Inside that there is another concentric circle of electron cloud. So in this way there will be two concentric circle of electron clouds in 2s orbital. The region where the probability of finding electron is almost negligible is said to be the spherical node here. The spherical node. This is also, as this electron cloud is in the form of sphere, the region where there is no probability of finding electron also will be in the form of a sphere, and this spherical shape is called spherical node. The nodal point means the point where there is no probability of finding electron. The p orbitals, as p orbital starts in the second main energy level, for n is equal to 2, L can have two values, one is 0 and the other is 1. For L is equal to 0, the orbital is said to be 2s orbital. For L is equal to 1, the orbital is said to be 2p orbital. For L is equal to 1, M can take three values, +1, -1 and 0. That means there are three orientations for the p orbitals, and these three orientations of the p orbital are said to be the px orbital, py orbital and pz orbital. The p orbital which is oriented towards the direction of x-axis is said to be px orbital. The p orbital which is oriented towards the y-axis direction is said to be py orbital, and the p orbital which is oriented towards the z-axis direction is said to be the pz orbital. For convenience, we named them as px, py and pz orbitals. Actually, the electron doesn't know x, y and z. But you have to understand that these three p orbitals are mutually perpendicular to each other. If one of these orbitals is resolved to the direction of x-axis, the other mutually perpendicular orbitals will be in the directions of y-axis and z-axis. So they are represented by px orbital, py orbital and pz orbital. The L is equal to 1 value starts from second main energy level. So p orbitals are present from second main energy level only. There is no p orbital in the first main energy level, as there is no possibility of L is equal to 1 in the first main energy level. The orbitals are characterized by definite energies and angular momenta. The permissible values of these parameters are expressed in terms of quantum numbers. The azimuthal quantum number is related to the orbital angular momentum of the electron through the relationship mu L is equal to square root of L into L plus 1 into h by 2 pi. You know that the principal quantum number represents the size of the electron, whereas azimuthal quantum number represents the shape of the orbital. And it also gives the angular momentum. The angular momentum is developed due to the revolution of electron as well as the spin of electron. The angular momentum developed due to the revolution of electron is maximum compared to the angular momentum developed due to spin of electron. The angular momentum developed due to the revolution of electron, mu L, is given by square root of L into L plus 1 into h by 2 pi. Here the L value decides the angular momentum of the electron. In the case of s orbital, L is equal to 0. In the case of s orbital, L is equal to 0. In the case of p orbital, L is equal to 1. In the case of d orbital, L is equal to 2. Now let us go to the shapes of s orbitals. For s orbital, angular momentum mu L is equal to square root of 0 into 0 plus 1. As L is equal to 0 plus for s orbital, the angular momentum 0 into 0 plus 1 into h by 2 pi, that is equal to 0. Angular momentum is 0. That is, electron cloud density is symmetrical around the nucleus. That is, electron cloud density is same at the same distance from the nucleus in all the directions. So, the electron cloud density is spherical around the nucleus. So, the shape of s orbital is sphere, or s orbital is spherical in shape. Then what is the difference between the s orbital in the first energy level and second energy level? The s orbital in the first energy level is smaller in size compared to the s orbital in the second energy level. And one more difference is the s orbital has no nodal region, that is no spherical node, whereas a 2s orbital has one spherical node. That is, electron cloud density is maximum around the nucleus, and at some region it is minimum, that is approximately 0, and again increases and then decreases to a minimum value in the 2s orbital. What about the energies of these orbitals? The sizes are in the order 1s less than, 2s less than, 3s less than, 4s, and so on. You know that as the size of the orbital increases, energy of the electron in that orbital also increases. The reason is, as the size of the electron increases, the electron will be at a larger distance from the nucleus. That is, attraction of nucleus on the electron is decreasing. So the energy of electron gradually increases as the size of the orbital increases. Therefore, 1s orbital has least energy and it is less than the energy of 2s orbital. The energy of 2s orbital is less than the energy of 3s orbital, and the energy of 3s orbital is less than the energy of 4s orbital. Let us compare the shapes of 1s orbital, 2s orbital and 3s orbital. Here, this represents the first figure represents the 1s orbital. The electron cloud density is more nearer the nucleus. As we move away from the nucleus, electron cloud density is gradually decreasing. There is no nodal region in 1s orbital. Whereas in 2s orbital, you can observe two concentric circles. This is one concentric circle and this is another concentric circle. In between, the electron cloud density is very low. At certain distance or the electron cloud density is 0. That spherical region around the nucleus is the radial node or spherical node. How many spherical nodes are there for 2s orbital? There is only one spherical node for 2s orbital. There is no spherical node for 1s orbital. There is one spherical node for 2s orbital. There are two spherical nodes in the case of 3s orbital. The number of spherical nodes in an orbital can be obtained by the relation n minus L minus 1. The value n minus L minus 1 gives the number of spherical orbitals. This relation is applicable not only for s orbitals but also to p orbitals and d orbitals. So according to this, for 1s orbital, number of spherical orbitals is equal to n value is 1, L value is 0, minus 1, 1 minus 1, that is 0. For 2s orbital, n is equal to 2, s value, that is L value is, for s orbital, L value is 0 minus 1, that is equal to 1. For 3s orbital, it will be 3 minus 0 minus 1, that is equal to 2. Then how many spherical orbitals will be there in 5s orbital? How many spherical nodes will be there in 5s orbital? 5s orbital contains 5 minus 0 minus 1, that is equal to 4 spherical nodes. Now let us go to the shapes of p orbitals. In the case of p orbital, the angular momentum mu L is equal to square root of L into L plus 1 into h by 2 pi. For p orbital, L is equal to 1. So angular momentum UL is equal to square root of 1 into 1 plus 1 into h by 2 pi, that is equal to root 2 into h by 2 pi, that is h by root 2 into pi. This is not equal to 0. So the electron cloud distribution is not symmetrical around the nucleus. The electron cloud density is more at certain directions and least at some other directions. The electron cloud densities are oriented towards x-axis direction, y-axis direction and z-axis direction in the case of p orbitals. You know that for p orbital, L value is equal to 1. For p orbital, L value is equal to 1. If L is equal to 1, the magnetic momentum takes 3 values. The M value will be either plus 1 or 0 or minus 1. That means there are 3 possibilities of orientation of p orbital. So these p orbitals are said to be the px orbital, py orbital and pz orbital. That is, in the second main energy level, there are 3 p orbitals. They are said to be 2px orbital, 2py orbital and 2pz orbital. In the same way, in the third main energy level also, the p orbital can have 3 orientations, and those 3 p orbitals are said to be 3px orbital, 3py orbital and 3pz orbital. In the fourth main energy level also, the p orbital has the L value 1. If L value is 1, M can take 3 values plus 1, 0 and minus 1. That means in fourth main energy level also, p orbital has 3 orientations, and those 3 orientations are said to be 4px orbital, 4py orbital and 4pz orbital. What is the difference between 2p orbital and 3p orbital? Here in 2p orbital, there is only one concentric circle of electron cloud in one direction. That is, there is no spherical node within this concentric circle. Whereas in 3p orbital, there are 2 concentric circles. This is one concentric circle and this is the other concentric circle. 2 concentric circles are there in each lobe in 3p orbital. In between these 2 concentric circles, there is certain space around the nucleus where the probability of finding electron is 0. That means this is the nodal region in the 3p orbital. There is no such kind of nodal region or spherical node in 2p orbital. 3p orbital has one spherical node, 2p orbital has no spherical node, and 4p orbital has 2 spherical nodes. This is one spherical node and this is another spherical node. According to the formula, the number of spherical nodes is equal to n minus L minus 1. We already discussed here for p orbital. For p orbital, L is equal to 1. For p orbital, L is equal to 1. So, in the case of 2p orbital, 1p orbital doesn't exist as L cannot take the value 1 in the first energy level. L takes the value 1 only from second energy level. So, p orbitals are existed from second energy level only. In the case of 2p orbital, the number of spherical nodes is equal to 2 minus, what is the L value? 1 minus 1, that is equal to 0. That means 2p orbital has no spherical nodes. No spherical nodes. For 3p orbital, number of spherical nodes is equal to 3 minus 1 minus 1, that is equal to 1. That means there is one spherical node. There is one spherical node for 3p orbital. For 4p orbital, the number of spherical nodes is 4 minus 1 minus 1, that is equal to 2. That is, there are 2 spherical nodes for 4p orbitals. In the absence of magnetic field and electric field, all the p orbitals possess the same amount of energy. So these p orbitals in a main energy level are said to be degenerate orbitals. The p orbitals in a main energy level are said to be the degenerate orbitals as they possess the same amount of energy. In the case of 2p orbitals, that is 2px orbital, 2py orbital and 2pz orbital, the principal quantum number n is equal to 2 for all the p orbitals and the azimuthal quantum number L is equal to 1 for all the p orbitals. The energy of electron in an orbital is mainly depending on the n value and L value. As the n value and L value are same for all the p orbitals in the same main energy level, their energies are identical. Such kind of orbitals are said to be the degenerate orbitals. When the atom is kept in the electric field or magnetic field, due to the interaction of these magnetic moments with the magnetic field or electric field, the energies are slightly deviated. That means the degenerate orbitals lose their degeneracy. Due to the revolution and spin of electron, the magnetic moment is developed. This magnetic moment interacts with the external magnetic field or electric field. As a result, the energies of these orbitals will be slightly disturbed. Because of that, they lose their degeneracy. This is the reason for the splitting of spectral lines in the presence of magnetic field or electric field, that is Zeeman effect and Stark effect. This loss of degeneracy gives the explanation to the Zeeman effect and Stark effect in the presence of magnetic field and electric field. Next, nodal planes in p orbitals. We discussed the spherical nodes so far. The spherical nodes are the spherical regions around the nucleus where there is no probability of finding electron or zero probability of finding electron. You know that p orbitals have two lobes spreading on opposite directions to the nucleus. If the lobes spread towards the x-axis, that p orbital is said to be the px orbital. If the lobes spread towards the y-axis direction, that orbital is said to be the py orbital. If the lobes spread towards the direction of z-axis, that orbital is said to be the pz orbital. For px orbital, there exists one plane, that is the plane which is passing through x-axis, passing through y-axis and z-axis. For px orbital, there exists a plane which is passing through y-axis and z-axis and passes through the radius. That is, we can assume a plane which passes through y-axis and z-axis and passes through the nucleus. The probability of finding electron is 0. This plane is said to be the nodal plane. A p orbital has one nodal plane. P orbital has one nodal plane. Py orbital has also one nodal plane. The nodal plane of px orbital is yz plane. YZ plane is the nodal plane for px orbital. In the same way, the nodal plane of py orbital is xz plane or zx plane is the nodal plane of py orbital. In the same way, for pz orbital, xy plane is the nodal plane. That is, the imaginary plane which is passing through x-axis, y-axis and nucleus is the nodal plane for pz orbital. Each p orbital has one nodal plane. Each p orbital has one nodal plane. The number of nodal planes for p orbitals is equal to 1. Next, let us go to the shapes of d orbitals. For d orbitals, L is equal to 2. For s orbital, L is equal to 0. For p orbital, L is equal to 1. And for d orbital, L is equal to 2. If L is equal to 2, M can take the values from -2 to +2, that is -2, -1, 0, +1 and +2. That means M can have 5 values. That means there are 5 orientations for the d orbitals. And these 5 orientations are represented by dxy orbital, dyz orbital, dzx orbital, dx square minus y square orbital, and dz square orbital. Each d orbital except dz square orbital possesses 4 lobes, that is 2 dumbbells. This is one dumbbell and this is another dumbbell. There are 2 dumbbells in each d orbital except in the dz square orbital. So the shape of the d orbital is double dumbbell. For d orbital also, let us calculate the mu L value, that is angular momentum is equal to square root of L into L plus 1 into h by 2 pi. What is the value of L for d orbital? L is equal to 2, that is square root of 2 into 2 plus 1, that is 3 into h by 2 pi, that is equal to square root of 6 into h by 2 pi. This is the angular momentum of any d orbital. That is the d orbital present in the third main energy level, or d orbital present in the fourth main energy level, or d orbital present in the fifth main energy level, and so on. For 3d orbital or 4d orbital or 5d orbital or for any d orbital, the angular momentum is square root of 6 into h by 2 pi. In the same way, for any p orbital, whether it is 2p orbital or 3p orbital or 4p orbital, the angular momentum is square root of 1 into 1 plus 1, that is square root of 2 into h by 2 pi, that is h by root 2 into pi, that is the angular momentum of p orbital. What is the angular momentum of s orbital? For the angular momentum for the s orbital, the angular momentum is 0, so s orbital is spherical. For p orbital and d orbital, angular momenta are not spherical. That means electron cloud densities are not similar or symmetrical around the nucleus. Because of that, these orbitals are not symmetrical. That is, electron cloud density is not symmetrical around the nucleus. That is, electron cloud density is more in certain directions around the nucleus and less in some other directions in the nucleus. The angular momenta values assigned for these orbitals are, for dxy orbital, the angular momentum value assigned is plus or minus 2. For dxz orbital, plus or minus 1, and dyz orbital, the angular momentum is plus or minus 1. And dx square y square orbital also, angular momentum is plus or minus 2. And for dz square orbital, the angular momentum is 0. So if this is plus 2, for dxy plus 2, for dx square y square will be minus 2. All these orbitals, all these d orbitals in a particular main energy level possess the same amount of energy. So these 5 d orbitals are said to be the degenerate orbitals, just like the 3p orbitals. We already discussed that px, py and pz orbitals of a certain main energy level, like second main energy level, are degenerate. That means they possess the same amount of energy. In the same way, all the 5 d orbitals in a particular main energy level, either the third main energy level or the fourth main energy level, possess the same amount of energy. So these orbitals are the degenerate orbitals. What is the difference between dxy orbital, dyz orbital, dzx orbital, and dx square minus y square orbital and dz square orbital? Each orbital is double dumbbell in shape except the dz square orbital. What is the difference between dxy and dyz? In dxy and dyz orbitals, the similarity is the lobes are oriented in xy plane. In both the orbitals, the lobes are oriented in the xy plane. But in dxy orbital, the lobes are in between the axes. The lobes are in between the axes in dxy plane. Whereas in dx square minus y square orbital, the lobes are towards the axis. The lobes are along the axis, along the x-axis and y-axis. Here, the lobes are in between the x-axis and y-axis. That is the difference between dxy orbital and dx square minus y square orbital. In the case of dxz orbital also, the lobes are in between the axes. Which axis? X-axis and z-axis. The lobes are oriented in between x-axis and z-axis. In the dyz orbital also, the lobes are oriented in between y-axis and z-axis. If the lobes are oriented in between the axes, those orbitals are xy, yz and zx orbitals. If the lobes are oriented along the axis, that orbital is x square minus y square orbital or z square orbital. The dx square minus y square orbital is double dumbbell in shape, whereas dz square orbital is dumbbell in shape, but around this dumbbell, which is extended in the direction of x-axis, there exists an electron cloud in the form of a ring in xy plane. This ring in xy plane is called collar. This is called collar. This collar is also electron cloud density. That electron cloud density is towards z-axis and in the form of a donut or a ring around the nucleus in xy plane. These are the boundary line diagrams of d orbitals. Here the xy plane is taken and the lobes are written in between the axes. Here xz plane is taken, so this represents dxz orbital. The lobes are written in between the axes. Here also yz plane is taken, one axis is y and other axis is z. Here the z-axis is perpendicular to this x and y. Here also the y-axis is perpendicular to the x-axis and z-axis. Here x-axis is perpendicular to y-axis and z-axis. That is, it is towards us and back of this plane. Whereas in this, the lobes are oriented towards the axis, that is x-axis and y-axis in dx square minus y square orbital. This is not a dx square minus dy square, dx square minus y square. And in the case of dz square orbital, the lobe is along with the z-axis and the ring is drawn in the xy plane around the nucleus. These are the boundary line diagrams of d orbitals. Now let us know the nodal planes in d orbitals. This is dxy orbital. The first one is dxy orbital. dxy orbital. For this dxy orbital, the lobes are in the xy plane. If the lobes are in the xy plane, we can assume two imaginary planes. Here the lobes are in the xy plane. In between the axes, we assume two imaginary planes which are passing through x-axis and y-axis and through the nucleus. We can assume two imaginary planes which are passing through the nucleus in the directions of x-axis and y-axis. That means on these two axes, the probability of finding electron is 0. These are the nodal planes of d orbital. We discussed that p orbital has one nodal plane, p orbital has one nodal plane, whereas a d orbital has two nodal planes. P orbital has one nodal plane and d orbital has two nodal planes. Here also for d, suppose this is d yz orbital. We can assume two imaginary planes passing through the nucleus along the directions of y-axis and z-axis. The probability of finding electron will be 0, and those two planes are said to be the nodal planes for d yz orbital. In the same way, for d zx orbital, suppose this is the zx orbital, the imaginary planes which are passing through the nucleus along the z-axis and x-axis are the nodal planes. For this x square minus y square orbital, d x square minus y square orbital, also there are two nodal planes, that is two imaginary planes which are making a 45 degrees angle to x-axis and y-axis and perpendicular to xy plane. 45 degrees angle by making x-axis and y-axis and perpendicular to xy plane, the probability of finding electron will be 0. So those planes are the nodal planes for dx square minus y square orbitals. Whereas in the case of dz square orbitals, the nodal planes are not planar in nature, as the ring is occupying the xy, the ring occupied the xy plane here. So on this ring, the probability of finding electron is not 0, but at the center, that is around the nucleus, there is no probability of finding electron, and in between the z-axis and the ring there is some gap. In that gap also the probability of finding electron is 0. So the nodal planes of dz square orbital are in conical shape. This is one cone and this is another cone. The conical shaped nodal planes are present for dz square orbital. So in this way dz square orbital also has two nodal planes. The f orbitals are fourfold dumbbell in shape. The shapes of f orbitals are still complex, so we will learn those f orbitals in the higher classes. For f orbital, L value will be 3. So if L value is 3, n can take 2 into 3 plus 1 values, 2 into 3 plus 1 values, that is 6 plus 1 values, that is equal to 7 values. That means there are 7 orientations for f orbitals. And these 7 f orbitals of a principal main energy level possess the same amount of energy. That means these 7 orbitals in a main energy level are the degenerate orbitals. The 3 p orbitals in a main energy level are degenerate orbitals. The 5 d orbitals in a main energy level are degenerate orbitals, and in the same way the 7 f orbitals in the main energy level are also degenerate orbitals. The shapes of f orbitals will be learnt in higher classes. Thank you.